Good morning and welcome to day 13 of Vlogmas. As you can probably hear, I am making coffee, and yeah, I don't want to say I have a busy day at work today, but I have things that I want to get done today, so I'm going to try and be very productive at work. I also have a haircut this afternoon, so that's sort of like, if I can get everything done that I want to get done before my haircut, then I can just go home after it. But if not, then I have to come back and keep doing things. So that's a good sort of motivator. But I want to show you guys, I got this in the mail yesterday and I just opened it because I put it in my backpack and then totally forgot to open it when I got home. But move my mouse out of the way. So I don't think I've mentioned this before, but Wesley's mother is big into like crafting, and she does card making, and she is probably one of the most talented like card makers that I've ever known. And so she always sends out these beautiful cards. She sent me a really beautiful birthday card this year, and this thing that I got was her Christmas card. And how cool is this? It's like 3D and everything. It's got little sparkly bits, and of course the camera is totally not doing it justice because this lighting is garbage. But like seriously, just amazing. I look forward to her cards every season. So yeah. But otherwise, I'm going to start my day by drinking my coffee, and I'm going to rewatch through the podcast because I uploaded it to YouTube this morning, and I always like to rewatch through the whole thing once it's on YouTube to make sure YouTube doesn't screw anything up or that I didn't forget to like do something. Not like there's much I can do right now. I'd have to wait till I got home and then re-export and everything. But still, I'd rather wait than post a video that like didn't export properly or something. So I'm gonna do that, and then kind of, you know, I can have that going in the background while I do other sort of worky things. So that's gonna be my plan, and I'm gonna get to it, and I will check back in with you guys later. My stats professor got our grades for the final put into the online grading system we use, and this is my total grade for the class, which is totally an A, which is awesome. Okay, so two funny things before I get into the serious thing I want to talk about. One, I am wearing all the hand knits right now because my office is freaking freezing today, and luckily I'm gonna leave soon and go do some grading in the other building and escape this, but for now I'm like, whatever, no one's gonna see me. So I'm wearing my paranormal mitts, which really need to get washed, so I should probably take these home and wash them. And I think I called this like my Weasley hat or something. This was a sort of scrap hat that I made last year, and I just leave it at my office because it's nice and warm for emergencies, and then my sock blank shawl. Anyway, so I look ridiculous because I'm wearing all the hand knits. Second, if you guys could see how I have my phone propped up right now. Anyway, I have it propped very precariously right now to bring it up just a little bit because my tripod's at home, my tiny tripod's at home. Anyway, so I wanted to follow up on something that I talked about on my podcast. I talked on the podcast about an Instagram post by the Knitting Monk, where he showed off this pair of socks that, you know, was just a very simple pair of socks, and he talked about, you know, slowing down your knitting, and then I started talking about that in relation to my life. And so the Knitting Monk, he does a podcast, and I haven't watched it before. I did just, like, as I was eating lunch, I just watched his latest podcast, which I think he called Slow Knitting. And it's all about this, you know, whole process of, like, slowing down and his sort of, how he's changing, how he is approaching his knitting and stuff like that. And it just, like, it really resonated with me. Like, you know, when someone else just perfectly manages to sort of put words to something that you didn't even know that's what you were feeling? That's what this was. So I will try and remember to link it in the description box. I haven't been putting links in just because I don't ever mention things that need to be linked, but this is important enough that I will try and link to that specific episode in the description box. Because it's like, it wasn't very long. I think it was maybe 40 minutes, but I felt like the whole 40 minutes, I was like, yes, all the yes. And it really resonated to the point where, like, I got a little bit choked up a little bit, you know, like when something just so intensely captures like the way you've been feeling and you just kind of get a little emotional about it. So yeah, I highly recommend watching that episode, and I think I'm going to be really taking some of those things to heart. You know, like I said, they were already things that were on my mind, and I think they're things that you know, the universe is trying to tell me something. Maybe it's just the red car effect where, you know, you're thinking about something so you see it everywhere, but even if that's the case, that doesn't mean that I should ignore these feelings, and I'm going to be trying to slow down, I think maybe in just every aspect of my life. But for now, I'm going to go do some grading and try and get all that stuff done so that, like I said, I can leave once I go for my haircut. Hey, so guess who's done with all of their teaching responsibilities for the fall? This kid. Well, actually, I still have to enter final grades, but I will do that in a day or two once my students have had time to look at what the grade is and make sure they don't have any problems with it. But yeah, otherwise I am done. I finished up my last little bit of grading just a little bit ago, and so that's pretty awesome. I think I mentioned this, but I spent this morning trying to make some preparations for spring semester, so I'm actually already getting ahead on that, which is nice. So now I'm going to treat myself to another cup of coffee, I think, because I've earned it. And I have like 1 or 2 little more things to do, and then I'm done with all the things I wanted to do today, so that's pretty awesome. I'm not sure if it's actually going to show up. I guess it's kind of showing up. I'm sitting in this room that has windows, and there's just this magnificent beam of sunlight coming through the clouds. And I don't even know what it's shining on because it's pretty far in the distance, but like, how ridiculously magnificent is that? Just super cool. I am done getting my hairs cut, so it doesn't really look any different. Of course, I'm wearing a hat too, but I keep my hair so short that it, like, you really can't tell. But I also find that when you keep your hair this short, like, the littlest bit of growth just looks really unruly. So I used to try and like push it to like, oh, I'll go 6 weeks between haircuts, and now I'm like, nope, every month. It's worth the cost every month. But yeah, so because I finished all the things that I need to get done today, I think I'm gonna head home. I don't really have anything else that needs to get done at work, so might as well go home before it gets dark. It's already, you can see, it's already starting to get dark. I do not like this. Boo, winter. Boo. This is the worst. You guys can't even see how, oh, I'm under street lamp. Upset. Anyway, so I think I've complained before, probably a lot, about how horrific the Richmond post office is. And this is just another example. So I had some packages that I wanted to get put in the mail tonight so that I would make sure they went out tomorrow right away. And I get to the post office, the only post office within walking distance that has one of the automated kiosks. And I'm here, and it's not working. The screen's just completely black. There's no note on it or anything, just not working. And I ring the bell to try and get someone to ask what's going on. No one comes out. So, and this is the main post office for Richmond. So, disappointment, USPS. I'm normally on your side. I am disappointed in you, at least the one here in Richmond. You failed. You failed real hard. So now I'm gonna walk back home. It's cold. I'm not happy about this, but whatever. At least I'm getting my steps in for the day. It is 8 o'clock, so it's actually kind of late for me to be closing out the vlog today, but I just got done talking to Wesley, and yeah, this is gonna be it. I know I'm a little behind on showing you guys my Advent socks. I actually have the heel from day 11 done. I have the heel flap done and the heel has been turned, and I'm working on the heel from today. But I figure since the lighting's pretty awful and everything, I will just wait and show you guys those tomorrow once I get both of them done. So yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for me tonight, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.